How are we doing, guys? Welcome back to Barca Buzz. PSG 2, Barcelona 3. What a win, guys. What a win that was for Barca last night. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't see it coming, I'll be honest. I thought a draw would be a decent result and Barca go and produce a fantastic textbook Champions League away performance. How long has it been since we've seen this? How long, guys, has it been since we've seen Barca not only score a goal, score three, and produce a masterclass and just go away to a top European side and just show our authority from the off, really? Yes, there was a bad first 10 or so minutes and a bad first 10 or so minutes of the second half. But Barca really did show their authority last night. It was such an encouraging performance. And it's a difficult one to not get too carried away with. But exceptional performance in all the context of it. Because let's start with the Barcelona team last night. So Stegen, of course, in goal. As expected, the back four of Koundé, Araujo, Kubasi, and João Cancelo. In midfield, it was De Jong, Dieper, Roberto, and Ilkay Gundogan in the midfield, and Yamal, Lewandowski, Rafinha as the front three. So it wasn't a full strength Barcelona. Of course, Pedri was only fit enough for the bench. Gavi, as we know, is out. It wasn't fully strengthened, this Barcelona side, especially in midfield. But the midfield was where Barcelona did show authority in this game and ultimately tips the balance of the game into Barcelona's favour. So, yeah, as I say, the first 10 minutes or so, it wasn't the best of starts for Barca. They were a little bit under pressure. A few crucial blocks from Araujo early doors without PSG creating anything clear cut. There was a chance for Nuno Mendes, but Araujo makes a block after sort of 10, 15 minutes. And then Barca respond. There was a chance for Rafinha where the ball's played over the top. Donnarumma's gone rushing out of goal. Again, it's a chance. It is a chance of Barca, that one. Yamal's had a chance. There was a half chance for Lewandowski. And then Rafinha gets the goal. The goal was a fantastic bit of transitional play. And it's what Barca have been getting better and better at in recent months. The ball gets played down the line to Yamal. He beats his fullback. Fantastic ball across. On the outside of his foot into Lewandowski. Lewandowski just makes a pain of himself in the box almost. Donnarumma has to respond to him. Marquinhos has to respond. Lucas Hernandez, has to respond to him. And the ball ends up to Rafinha. It's still a very, very difficult finish. There's two people on the line. It's come on his right foot. The ball's come at him fast as well. And it's a fantastic finish. The one place where the defender couldn't get it off the line, top corner, and Barca 1-0 up, and they finished the first half really, really strongly. And really, the only disappointment is Barca don't go in further ahead. It was definitely a deserved lead at half-time and arguably could have been by more goals. The chances certainly were there. Yamal had a chance after that as well, and a few chances from set pieces also. And there was a Rafinha block shot. So we're talking quite a lot of moments here for Barcelona. PSG had a few, but there was mostly half chances, really. And Barca did a really, really good job, especially first off on Dembele and Kylian Mbappe on the wings. In the second half, Barcelona stayed the same, really, in terms of shape. PSG changed things up a bit. Bradley Barcola came on. He went to the right-hand side. Dembele went to the left, and Mbappe went through the middle. So it was still the same shape, but just different personnel. Again, this initially caused Barcelona problems, and that is very fair to say. Within 5 minutes of the second half, typical Barcelona in recent years in the Champions League, 2-1 down. I'd love to say at that point I was surprised, but I wasn't. We've seen this movie before with Barcelona. The first goal, again, it's quite a scrappy goal, really. Ball comes into the box. I think it was Dembele who fired the ball in. Araujo probably should do better on his clearance. Clearance goes straight back to Dembele, and it's a good finish, to be fair. I have to unfortunately admit that. It's a great finish from Dembele. Interesting, he decided to celebrate. Very interesting that from Dembele after everything that Barcelona gave to Dembele and the loyalty Barcelona showed to Dembele. It's quite an incredible. But again, nothing surprises me with Dembele in terms of the attitude that he showed at Barcelona and attitude he's shown through his career, really. So obviously he gets the goal. Great finish, to be fair to him. And he did cause some problems in that second half down that left-hand side, as did Barcola. But again, not massive problems. Barcelona did get on top of things until Barcelona went 2-1 down. Vitinha, good move, to be fair, off PSG. Give and go in the box. Vitinha threw on goal. And it's a good finish one-on-one with ter Stegen. So at that point, you're thinking, this is a problem now for Barcelona. Of course, there's options off the bench, which were inevitably going to get used at some point. But this is the problem for Barcelona. There's no question about it. At that point, 2-1, is it that bad a result? Probably not, to be honest. 2-1, because the game is still alive going into the second leg. But it was an interesting one for Barca. Did they push on to get to 2-2, or did they kind of just try and keep it calm at 2-1? Because there was every chance at that point that PSG were going to make it 3-1. All the chances in that sort of 10, 15-minute spell were PSG's, and it was definitely PSG's best spell of the game. But then Xavi makes a substitution. On comes Pedri, and within 30 seconds of coming on, over the top pass into Rafinha. Great run for Rafinha, and then finish. But the pass is what really, really catches the eye. It's a stunning pass, inch perfect. Rafinha doesn't have to adjust his body a touch at all. He just makes the run. Doesn't even have to take a touch either. On the volley, unbelievable finish, by the way, from Rafinha, who's showing more and more composure in front of goal as the season goes on, and is becoming arguably Barcelona's he is Barcelona's most productive player in terms of goals and assists and delivering in key moments. Again, absolutely superb last night. But Pedri's impact on the game, not just on that goal, in terms of the whole balance, the whole momentum of the game shifted when Barca went to a De Jong, Gundogan, Pedri midfield. The quality in possession of that midfield we all know about, we've all seen this season. But out of possession, it impressed me as well. The goal is absolutely massive at that point, 2-2. And it did feel like there was always going to be a third goal in it, and it did feel like it was always going to be Barca's, and it comes from a set piece as well. Gundogan, fantastic delivery. Andreas Christensen, who come on as well, he gets his goal, and it's just a massive, massive moment for Barca. 3-2, huge, huge win. But let's talk about some of the individual performances. Rafinha, I've already touched on. Decision making was absolutely fantastic. Finishes for the goals, caused problems in defensive effort as well, especially on Dembele's side. He stops the supply into Dembele down that side. And then what was interesting was Barca took off Yamal to put Rafinha onto the right-hand side again to cut out Dembele again. And both times it was massively effective. It massively restricted Dembele's influence on the game. Just limiting the passing to Dembele and doubling up on Dembele when he got on the ball. It worked fantastically well. Xavi's substitution yesterday, absolutely spot on. Phenomenal in-game management, which was his biggest criticism of Xavi as being that in-game management, and he got it absolutely spot on last night. And it was one of those games where in the past, Barcelona probably lose 2-1 or 3-1 that game. Already mentioned about Pedri. Pedri was phenomenal after coming on. Kubasi needs a mention as well. He did an unbelievable job on Kylian Mbappe. Of course, there's a second leg to come, but an unbelievable job. The quality of his passing, he was absolutely crucial last night. Superb performance. Lewandowski was back to goal. Didn't get a goal or assist, of course, but massively influential performance. Probably one of his best in the Barca shirt, to be honest, in recent months, and probably in the last year or so. He was absolutely fantastic. He completely bullied Beraldo and Lucas Hernandez, PSG centre backs, and crucial to getting Barcelona up the pitch early doors and really playing the game in PSG's half of the pitch. Driving any other individual performances, Frenkie de Jong definitely got into the games that went on. Ilkay Gundogan showed that Champions League experience and that experience he has done all season to calm Barcelona down at 2-1. And Andreas Christensen coming on, not just for the goal, but the fact that when Barca did need to solidify that midfield late on, in terms of de Jong, Gundogan, Pedri, it was better off the ball. But Xavi got it right again when he took off de Jong to put on Christensen and just solidify the midfield and win the ball back, because it was obvious PSG were going to push forward. And with that, Barcelona actually won the game. But it's a big psychological barrier, this, for Barca. Of course, not getting too carried away. This isn't a fantastic PSG side. They're still a top side, but they're not in the Real Madrid, Manchester City, or even Bayern Munich bracket at this moment in time, or Arsenal bracket. There's still work to do for Barca. There's no question about that. But this was a big step for Barca. There's no question. And of course, the second leg is going to be extremely difficult. It is only a 1-goal lead. We've seen what can happen in the Champions League. We saw how quickly Barca went 2-1 down. So I'm not getting too carried away in terms of what it means for the rest of the tie. But it's certainly an unbelievable position that Barcelona find themselves in. And full credit to Xavi. He's managed that game to perfection, and he's showing that at this level he can step up and produce. And that's certainly what Barcelona did last night. And it was just so impressive that Barca were able to do this, and never saw this kind of game coming. I thought maybe they'd get a draw or 1-0 win and keep it tight. I didn't see Barca going away from home, creating chance after chance after chance and scoring 3 goals. I did not see it coming. And the fact that off the back of the game, we can say Barcelona probably could have won by more goals last night. Really, really could have done. And Certainly could have scored more goals in that game. So super impressive, but the second leg is still key. Absolutely 100%. Yeah, Barca have got to play Cadiz on Saturday, of course, Saturday evening. PSG, no games until Tuesday. The second leg of this tie, so that will be an interesting dynamic as well. But let's not get too carried away, but it's not easy to do because that was a massive win for Barca and probably the happiest I've been with Barca for a long, long time. Still in disbelief, really. Fantastic performance, and let's push on now. Barca are showing we're taking steps forward and we're getting there. And this is an unbelievable team we're building. And it wasn't a full strength side, as I've already said. If Pedri had started the game, Christensen had started the game, it could have been even better for Barca. But look, that's what the second leg's for at the end of the day. Anyway, guys, I've been Oscar from Barca Buzz. That's PSG 2, Barcelona 3. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below or in the tweets down below, depending on what platform you are watching on. And let us know, guys. What a massive win. Get in there. Absolutely massive for Barca. PSG 2, Barcelona 3.